to talk about perpendicular bisector, and I'm just going to go over a couple of things to remember. Okay, if you want to do this on your own, you can. So for perpendicular bisector, if you have a line, we have two what are called endpoints. And those endpoints are our key points for when we draw our perpendicular bisector. So this relates to page 7 of your packet. I think there's like 3 or 4 lines that you have to draw the bisector to. 4 lines. Okay. Now, I can give you what they want you to write on the side. This is kind of how I do it. I'm going to turn my paper so it's perfectly horizontal because it's easier for me. So whichever one you do, you can do that. First you can estimate about halfway across. And the reason why I estimate is in order for us to do the perpendicular bisector, it's a very smart idea, ma'am. In order for us to do a perpendicular bisector, we need to move the slider at least halfway across. And the reason why the slider has to be halfway across the line is when we make our arcs. Remember, arc is another word for curve, another word for part of a circle. When we make our arcs, they need to overlap. They need to intersect. And the only way that they can intersect is if our slider is past the line. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to hold my finger on the compass end, and I can see how it swings. So when I put this here, I'm going to swing up and down. Now, of course, my compass decided to move. So let's see if I can get another. Sir. Some of you went into my compass stash of compasses that actually work. Not appreciated. This doesn't work either. Let's see if I can do another one. Past the line. Oh, this is going to move too. I can feel it. Up and down. Turn the compass. I like to turn the paper because I'm right-handed. Hold this down. Up and down. And then, where these 2 points intersect, Aristotle, you will be moving soon, sir. Honey, weren't you just talking? That wasn't your voice? I apologize. I'm pretty sure it was your voice because I pretty much know it. Okay, and that gives us the perpendicular bisector. Okay, now flip over to page 9. So you're going to do more of page 7 later, but right now go to page 9. On page 9, you have a circle. All right, I need another compass again. Page 9. Try to get a circle made. This isn't going to work either. It's not the pencil, it's the compass. Maybe someone's compass that actually works so I can demonstrate this. Thank you. Because these compasses are not the best quality.
Can I bring my own?
Yep. So you come up first. They give you the circles already. Yours moves also here. Can I have someone else's compass? Well, it's a good thing I can edit this part of the video out. Yep.
What are we supposed to do right now?
I'm trying to teach you how to do number 9, page 9.
I'm on that. I was just wondering what you were like. Why are you drawing a circle?
Because I don't have a circle to do it. So I'm drawing a circle. All right. I don't want to do it on the paper, but I will. So let's look at number 9. In order for you to do the bisecting, In order for you to draw a square on number 9, the first thing you have to do is draw a diameter. Thank you for settling down. It doesn't matter. It's the same process. When you do the diameter, the first thing you do is you draw a diameter in the circle, which is basically just draw a line through the circle. Make sure you go through the midpoint, through the center of the circle. After you've done that, these two new points are remember, money points are very important points. So these 2 points are our money points. We're going to use them when we draw our square. Now what we have to do is we have to get the perpendicular bisector of this line. By doing that, basically, right now it's in half. If we bisect half, what's half of 1/2?
1/4.
1/4, exactly. So there's 4 corners in a square. That's why we're bisecting this line. So to bisect it, I put here. I draw, go past it. All I'm doing is a perpendicular bisector again. The only new thing is I had to draw my diameter first to give me the line. So I do that side. I like to turn my paper. You don't have to. I do this side. And then I connect my dots. Now, I'm intentionally doing this lightly because I want you to see where the money points are. After you've done your perpendicular bisector, the point that matters the most is actually the point that it touches the circle. The inside points, some of you, when you draw your bisectors, you'll have points on the inside, like this point right here and this point right here. Those points don't matter at all. The only points that matter are the points that touch the edge of the circle. Once you've done that, then you can connect all 4 money points, and then you'll get about a square. Now, it might not be perfectly a square, but if I use the inside points, it'll be a little bit, that's square-ish for that. So again, when you do perpendicular, when you have to draw a square inside of a circle, the main thing that you need to do is first draw the diameter, which is any line that goes through the center. After you've done that, label them as your money points. Then you're going to draw the perpendicular bisector of that. So to draw the perpendicular bisector, I put it on the end point, up, down, turn, up, down. So it looks like that. Connect. And again, where it intersects the circle, those are the points. If you don't do it where it intersects the circle, and you do it where the 2 arcs meet, you'll get a parallelogram. You won't get right angles. The only way to get right angles is to go right through the circle. All right, everyone stop doing that one. You'll have time to do more of them, and I'll put this back up. Turn the page. Now, you've been doing perpendicular bisectors when they give you the endpoints. This is page 10. What's different is they don't care anymore about the term bisect. What they care is about the term perpendicular. And the way that we do that is they gave you a point, I think it was C, correct, on top of page 10? So now they don't want to know what bisects this in half. They just want a perpendicular line that goes right through C. So this is where it gets a little bit annoying. Do you remember how we did the square? When we got our circle first, we had to draw the diameter, and then we can do the perpendicular bisector. Here, what we have to do first is create an arc from C. So I'm going to put my compass on C and move my slider a little bit past the line. Okay, so put your compass on C and then move your slider a little bit past the line. Then you're going to create your arc. And from these 2 new points that your arc created.
You can go back over that real quick.
Yep. So you have a line. You have a line segment, and they want you to create something that's perpendicular from C to AB. So we're not trying to split AB in half. We're trying to get a right angle right around here. So the way that you do it first is from point C, you're going to move your slider past the line, and then you're going to make an arc. Now, it's okay if your arc goes on either side of B. It's okay if your arc is on the inside of B. It doesn't matter. But what happens is these 2 points right here are now our money points. These are the 2 points that we care about. You are welcome. Now, from those 2 money points, we're going to do a regular perpendicular bisector. We're going to estimate halfway through. We're going to move our slider past it. Go up, down. Turn the paper. Go to, yep. Well, I heard okay, and then you guys already know how to do perpendicular bisector. So what am I slowing down on? Okay, so you, okay, so I don't mind slowing down, but you already know how to do perpendicular bisector, so I don't know what's new about that. The only thing that's new is these 2 money points are the only new thing. Thank you for staying quiet because we're recording. Thank you for staying quiet because we're recording. Thank you, Aaron. So now we're going to do perpendicular bisector. Remember, you estimate half. That's what you did on page 7. So now, but the difference is I don't put it on A and B. I put my compass on my money points. So from my money points, that's where I'm going to do the arcs. Because remember, I don't care about A and B anymore. All I care about are my money points. Then when you draw your line, mine's a little off because my compass moved. But in theory, I'll make a big C point. Now we have a right angle. So if I were to trace it, here's my original A and B. Here's my original C. And now I have my right angle. Yes, Samari's voice.
Our C on here, it's not going to be like that archy like yours is. Like ours is going to be like. Wait.
No, you still are. So, I mean, because you had your slider part.
Oh, well,
You had it up here. It just depends on how much you have it. But the main thing is once you get to that point, so even here.
My wife.
This money point here, if I drag it over here. I'm saying that the distance between C and this money point that you put here, if I spin this, see, this is where your other money point should be. Your compass moved all the way over here. That's why yours looks different. Which, I'm sorry. All right, now let's go to the bottom one. I'm going to show you how to draw a square. For number 3, they're going to give you a line segment. What are the letters of that line segment in number 3? A, B, thank you. A, B. Now, they want us to draw a square with AB being one of the sides. So this is where it gets really annoying because it's a long process. First thing that we have to do is we have to extend AB. And the way that we extend it is all we do is we put a ruler down and we make the line bigger.
Wow.
Okay? So this is drawing a square, number 3, page 10. Now, what we're going to do is we need to come up with a perpendicular to here. So I'm going to put my compass down on A, bring it down some, and then I'm going to make an arc that touches my line above and below. This compass is not working. So all I did was I did an arc around A, a semicircle that's at least 180 degrees. These 2 points are my A money points. So I'm going to put A money. Now from here, I'm going to create a perpendicular bisector using my A money points. So I'm going to move my past the line, arc above and below. Remember, I'm only using my money points. I don't care about the letter A right now. After I've done that, when I connect my perpendicular bisector, I'm going to make this line be long.
I look away for 0.7 seconds.
I know, and then it's already on.
Oh no.
Okay? All I did is I put my compass here at A. I made an arc to get 2 money points, which I called them A money. A money. Then from these 2 A money points, I created a perpendicular bisector and drew the line through A. Obviously, I'm going with a marker and a pencil, so it's not perfectly.
Oh my God.
Let me know when we get that far so I can go to the next step. The good news is I don't think you'll have to do this at all on the test.
I got this.
You'll have to answer questions about it, but you won't have to physically do it.
It's not too.
We ready?
No, Charlie.
Okay. Now we need to make this line as long as AB. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our compass on A, move our slider to B so we can get the length of AB. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to arcity arc. And this is going to be my next point. So I'll call that point C. So all I did is I put my compass at A after I drew my perpendicular bisector. I put my compass at A. I moved my slider to B. And then I just swung it and I arcity arced it, and that gave me my point C. Exactly. Now what we have to do is we have to extend AC. Then just like how we did A and we did the little arc around it for A, we have to do an arc around C to get our C money points. C money.
Cheat call, you said the same.
Here's my C money point here. Here's my C money point here. Too fast? Are we okay?
No.
No, we're not okay, or no, it's not too fast?
Oh my God.
I'm not okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go down a little bit.
We just go.
Then I'm going to keep going because I don't expect everyone to get this one and it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but. Then I'm going to arcity arc here around C with my C money points. It's pretty much doing the same thing 4 times. And then I draw my line. And so now I have something that looks like this.
The Facebook live stream.
But I need to get a line that's the same length as AB. So I'm going to put this back on A, move my slider to B, go down to C, arcity arc it. Here's my D. And then the most exciting part is the last step, because we already have B and we already have D. All we have to do is connect the points. Nick, I'm trying to be patient with you talking.
Oh, sorry.
And then in theory, this would be a square. I mean, it's not a perfect square, but it's square enough. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. Right now it's 117. I'm going to give you, yep. I'm going to give you till 135 to get 7, 8, 9, 10 done. I would recommend doing 7, 9, and 10 first, and then going back to page 8. Okay? Let me stop the video.